guys, and welcome back to our Japanese garden escape. I'm Teresa, and today we will start with our spring maintenance, with our garden cleaning. Usually one of the first jobs I do every year is cutting our Japanese bloodgrass. We grow this here next to our creek. We have started with just a few plants really that we spread out, and as you can see, this has grown together quite a lot. It is almost spreading a little bit too much, so I may have to take some of them off. This grass is called Japanese bloodgrass, or also known as barren grass. It grows to about, you can see, maybe about 1.5 to 2 foot tall, and the two lower thirds of the grass have a nice dark green color, and the top is about a third, has a dark red color, so this looks really nice. Now this is still the dry grass you can see from last year, and today I will be cutting all this and get ready for the new growth for this grass. For cutting these grasses, I found it is best to use shears like those. You can see they have a really long blade compared to my hand here, and it is really makes it very easy to cut them because you can get a lot of grass into one cut. And what I usually do, I'll just grab a bunch of grass like so, and then I will just cut. And that's really it. It's a very easy job to do. Those here, they are now a little bit too long. I have to shorten them. I usually cut to about maybe between 2 to 3 inches. Guys, we're on to the last little bit. This took me about 10-15 minutes, this job, so this is very easy. And if you look closer, you can see all the moss that is growing in between the grass here. And you know already that we're always very happy about moss growth. After cutting, it's important to remember not to step onto the freshly cut grass, because this could damage the new shoots that are in there. And we should see new growth very soon, in maybe 2 to 4 weeks time. Now let's move on to our next job, which are the Japanese irises next to our big pond. Now at our big pond, and you can see the Japanese irises here. We transplanted those two from another spot in the garden. Those were left from the previous owners of the property, and you can see some new shoots, quite a lot actually already here. So we have to be very careful when we cut those today. I usually cut Japanese irises in springtime, normally a bit earlier, but then also it depends on how the weather turns out. So if it's really warm, they start to get the new shoots very early in the year. Because we have hardiness zone 6 here, that means we get hot summers and cold winters. And sometimes I find that when it gets too frosty in winter, that this may damage the the plant that is in the ground. So this is why in the last years I have left the dried leaves over the winter to protect them a little bit. Okay, so you can see here, these are all the seeds from last year. What I do, I usually do this, so they distribute a little bit. Most of them, they open anyway in late autumn, and they will fall out, so to get some more growing here. So I'll do that as I go, and I think I will cut those seed pods out first, and then we will do the dried leaves that you can see at the bottom. We will start by cutting these seed pods. They are a bit more rigid, so we'll just grab a few. I use the same shears as I used for the grass, and I'll just cut them above ground. So this is really just eyeballing it, again 2 to 3 inches above ground level. So I do this first so that they do not poke me in the eye when I cut the dried leaves at the bottom. Right, now let's cut the dried grass. So as I said before, we have to be careful because we have so much new growth here already this year. Also, I see they're growing a little bit underneath our black pine, so I may have to chop some out later in the year, you see, because they start growing into here. So what I usually do to get these dried leaves up, I will just grab them and carefully pull them up as much as possible. And then I cut them in like smaller chunks. So like this, for example, and cut them here. Because we have already new growth, I cannot cut them all the way down to the ground. So also here, I'm leaving about between 2 and 4 inches maybe. It doesn't really matter, this will dry off and actually give some fertilizer for the irises. So let's do that. Let's pick these leaves up and then we move on to the next one. Okay, my shears, and off we go. Okay guys, everything is cut. You can see these irises now, they are ready for the coming season. At the end you saw me pulling out some grasses. There tend to grow grasses right in the irises here, and so the best time to pull them out, I find, is when I cut the dried leaves, because then I can see it best. And the irises, they can also grow in water. We grow them next to our big pond. It works either way, but I just saw that they have actually seeded out themselves. Here you can see into the water. So this is where the water kind of stops. It depends a bit on the water level, how much rain we have. But you can see here there are new iris shoots, and also right there. This is really nice. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give us a like if you did, and see you next time. Bye.